decades, the world of martial arts cinema has been shaped by two towering figures, Jackie Chan and Jet Li. Each of them left a mark so deep that modern action filmmakers continue to either imitate or honor their styles. To the casual observer, Jackie Chan and Jet Li appear as two legends who simply coexisted, each respected, admired, and celebrated globally. But beneath that respectful surface, there existed a subtle and complex rivalry. It was not a rivalry of hatred or personal conflict, but one defined by different philosophies, different paths, and different understandings of what martial arts should represent on screen and in real life. The story of their unspoken competition tells us something powerful about art, identity, and legacy. Jackie Chan built his career on turning pain into laughter. His films combined martial arts with comedy, acrobatics, and danger. He performed his own stunts, sometimes breaking bones, collapsing lungs, or fracturing his skull. His style was rooted in the harsh and demanding training of the Peking Opera School, where he spent his childhood mastering performance, physical timing, and endurance. Jackie's approach to martial arts was theatrical, expressive, and designed to entertain. Even when the stakes were high, when the danger was real, he made it all look playful and effortless. His martial arts were not just about efficiency, they were about personality and storytelling. Jet Li came from a very different world. Long before his first film, he was a national wushu champion in China, a prodigy trained to represent Chinese martial discipline on the global stage. While Jackie's training focused on performance, Jet Li's training focused on precision, speed, technique, and spiritual control. When Jet Li entered cinema, his fighting style appeared sharper, cleaner, more polished. He moved like a technician, every strike measured, every pose balanced, every sequence designed to show mastery. His screen presence was calm, intense, controlled. If Jackie represented the spirit of adaptability, Jet Li represented purity. These differences became especially visible as the two rose to international fame. Jackie Chan had already built his reputation in Hong Kong before Jet Li appeared in the film industry. Jet Li's early films, like Shaolin Temple, introduced him as a new kind of martial arts star, serious, skilled, and deeply rooted in classical Chinese forms. And while Jackie Chan's fame in the West came through Hollywood and international stunt spectacle, Jet Li's arrival in Hollywood was framed differently. He was introduced as a real fighter, someone whose techniques were authentic. The audience began to compare them. Who was faster? Who was stronger? Who would win in a real fight? These questions created an invisible line between them, even though both of them tried to avoid the idea of direct competition. Jackie once said in an interview that comparing him to Jet Li was like comparing comedy to philosophy. Jet Li responded similarly, saying that Jackie Chan was a brother and that each martial artist has his own path. Yet, admiration can never fully erase comparison, especially when the world is watching. Their rivalry reached its most public peak when they finally appeared together in the film The Forbidden Kingdom in 2008. Fans had been waiting for this moment for decades. The film included a fight scene designed specifically to showcase their contrast. On screen, Jackie fought with loose, playful improvisation, incorporating drunken boxing and fluid movement. Jet Li fought with clean lines, razor-sharp strikes, and absolute clarity. This scene was not just action choreography, it was a statement. It showed the world, in one sequence, two philosophies meeting, and neither dominating the other. The duel was respectful, balanced, and symbolic. However, what most viewers did not know was that both actors approached the film with a shared awareness of legacy. Jackie Chan was older by the time the film was produced, and much of his career had already taken shape. Jet Li, meanwhile, had shifted from pure action roles to more dramatic and philosophical ones. Both understood that the film was not about determining superiority, but about preserving history. Each wanted to ensure that his style was represented truthfully. Their collaboration was careful, deliberate, and filled with mutual understanding. Off-screen, their lives also reflected their differences. Jackie Chan was always a public figure, outgoing, humorous, a performer in front of the camera and behind it. Jet Li, in contrast, was quieter, more introspective, and more inclined toward philosophical and spiritual reflection. In later years, Jet Li even stepped away from the physical intensity of martial arts roles due to health conditions, choosing to focus on meditation, charity work, and inner peace. Jackie, even well into his 60s, continued performing stunts, pushing his body and entertaining audiences.
Yet, despite the different paths, their legacies are deeply intertwined. Without Jackie Chan's reinvention of action comedy, the martial arts movie could have remained serious and repetitive. Without Jet Li's disciplined representation of Chinese martial tradition, martial arts cinema might have lost its connection to authenticity. They represent two halves of the same artistic history, one emotional, one technical, one rooted in risk, one rooted in mastery. Their rivalry was never about defeating one another. It was about defining themselves. The rivalry of Jackie Chan and Jet Li teaches us something important. Greatness does not require conflict. Sometimes rivalry is simply the force that pushes two people to refine their craft and clarify their identity. They did not need to fight in real life for the world to feel the strength of their contrast. Their films, performances, and philosophies speak more loudly than any direct challenge could. In the end, their story is not about who was better. It is about how two artists, shaped by different worlds, came to represent the full range of what martial arts cinema can express. They were rivals only in the sense that they stood in reflection to each other. They became legends because they never tried to become the